Welcome everybody to yet another coffee time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and I yap off into the void. Well met, and today I'm drinking off my Sif from Dark Souls mug. We are hours away from the 1.4 release in Zenless on Zero, and my dudes, this is gonna be like so freaking huge. This is gonna be massive. It is their biggest update yet. Like, covering this on the creator beta servers has been it has been exhausting. Like, you know, I can imagine normally, you know, there's one character and like, you know, there's a little news, like, you know, side mission. We go off and eat ice cream with Bilo. But like, this has been like, oh, it's 2 new characters, it's 2 new game modes, it's like several different new areas, it's like a new main story, it's all of these new mechanics, we revamped combat. It's been so freaking much. And you know, I've kind of felt a little bit overwhelmed because it's like I felt like a puppet that's, you know, been dropped into like an ocean of balls, you know, not the human ones, but you know, the fun ones. And I'm like, oh, like what do we talk about? Like, what do we report on first? So I've actually sat down and had a little bit of a think, like, what's my personal like favorite parts about 1.4 and what's gonna be coming to you all. If I had to pick only one, I would probably say, yeah, my number one most anticipated, best thing, most fun thing coming in the 1.4, did I say 1.1? In the 1.4 is the Lost Void, like the new Holo Zero game mode that we're getting. Like, this is so much freaking fun. And I have, basically I've done video of it, I just like need to like get some live footage from it because it wasn't fully done on the creator beta server. Some icon stuff were missing. But like, this mode is so much freaking fun, and like, this is the mode where you get new gears for your for your characters, and it completely changes how that character works. So Ellen, for example, like, she just becomes a new character. You kind of wish that every upgrade would be an M6 or like or that it would be a Mindscape instead, because like, it just feels so good playing them. And once you're out of that game mode, you know, it feels a little bit lesser because you're like, oh, like I miss being able to do all of this cool shit. And like, Billy also gets gear like this, Miyabi and Yanagi also like gets gear like this, and they're continuously gonna be like adding characters that gets like this exclusive gear. So like, personally, I can't wait for like Yane, Corin. I bet they could do something fun with Piper. Oh, dude, Caesar, of course, Caesar. How could I forget? So like, it is a really, really freaking cool mode, and to me, like that game mode, and like them including Ellen, you know, kind of shows to me that like, even though we're getting a new ice character, like, you know, they're not gonna, you know, just leave Ellen behind the dust and just forget about her. But I think Ellen still has many, many good years ahead of her. And let's include a second one. My second favorite part about the 1.4 update is the combat update. Like, I know there was like some fear among people that, you know, the combat would be a little bit alt spammy. With the new combat overhaul, it makes it so every agent has its own like decibels. You no longer like gets to share it. So this results in a lot more like ultimating from your characters that you normally wouldn't ultimate with. Usually in a team you had your ultimator and the other 2 agents never use their ultimates, you know, ever. But in this update, you know, you're actually gonna get to see Rena's, Caesar's, Lighter's ultimate, etc. And the ultimates actually, like, you know, do make it feel like the character is like it solidifies the roles a little bit more, because a stunner has like a very high daze on their ultimate. A support regenerates energy for the entire team. So like, it just feels like every single character just got a buff. And it doesn't feel alt spammy. It's not, you know, a never-ending cycle of like, you know, ultimates in any combat. In all of the encounters I've done, it's like, oh, in some lengthy ones, everybody might get to like, you know, ultimate once. And it becomes like another like resource that you can like strategically hold off a little bit with. Like Caesar or any stun agent, for example, they have a lot of, like, they have a high interrupt to their ultimate. So Pompey, for example, that has like a lot of heavy hitting like animations. You can animation cancel him out of anything if you ult with those characters. It kind of feels a little bit fun. It's like, oh no, actually what? actually, you know what? I don't want you to go into like this rage mode. I don't want you to do this attack. Let me just, you know, stun you. Yes, to me, that's felt like awesome. So if I had to pick two, I'm super excited about the Lost Void, which is the new Holo Zero mode, and then I am super excited about the combat update. And I could fit 20 more things in here, but if I had to pick two, those would definitely be the one. And I'd say above all, what I'm super excited about is to see where the game goes after this. Because I do feel like 1.4 is kind of the update where, you know, they've landed. Like, this is kind of the final product. Not that they're done developing it, but I feel like they've kind of like reached a base level that like everybody is super happy with, and that kind of, in my opinion, surpasses anything else on the market. So, which means that like now we're at the top. After this, hopefully we go up into the sky. Hopefully. And it has been, you know, such a pleasure and such an honor to like be able to experiment around with the 1.4, like, you know, making guides for both Miyabi and Haramasa before they're actually out, and like be able to bring them to all of you peeps. And I'm honestly super excited to like see you all experience, you know, the things I've been experiencing the last 2 weeks. Because, dude, it is freaking amazing. And the developers have said that they wanted the 1.4 to feel like a party for the players, and that is 100% in my opinion what it feels like. Another like really subtle little change that is freaking awesome is that you can walk around as any agent in the new update, like any agent that you've acquired, and like there's some cool animations to be discovered. Let me tell you a little bit spoiler of one. Close your ears or close the video if you don't want to hear it. Rina, when you put her into the walk animation, like everybody has one run animation and then one walk animation. Rina, in her walk animation, she doesn't float, she actually walks. Which is a little bit cool. But yeah, everybody, that was my little coffee time, just chilling out, talking about my favorite thing about the 1.4. And I think that this is gonna be, you know, such an amazing time. Best of luck in anybody pulling for Miyabi or pulling for Manuscripts on Haramasa. They're both incredibly fun, and if you want to know how to play them, link to my guides of them in the description. Alright everybody, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, Hako out.